Welcome to High School Admissions Test Prep at MEK Review, where we bridge the gap between classroom and admission success. My name is Pranav Gupta, and I'm the Director of High School Admissions Prep at MEK Review.
And I am Yulia Bobak, Assistant Director of High School Admission Test Prep.
MEK Review's High School Admissions Test Prep targets students applying to the following types of schools: the Bergen County Academies and Bergen Tech, the vocational test schools in Monmouth County, Middlesex County, and Union County, private independent boarding and day schools through the SSAT and ICE, and parochial high schools through the HSPT. Throughout the years, we have sent 45 plus students per year to BCA, making up anywhere between 1/6 and 1/5 of their incoming freshman class. We have also sent 26 students to the Bergen Tech and 41 students to the Academies at Inglewood in 2021 alone. Plus, we have also sent our students to day schools and boarding schools all over the East Coast, ranging from Phillips Academy Andover, a top boarding school in Massachusetts, to Dwight Englewood School, a private day school right here in New Jersey. We're not exaggerating when we say that high school admissions test prep is MEK's jam. Through high school admissions test prep, students are introduced to test prep system, routine, protocols that will take them throughout high school and to college. Our high school admissions test prep follows a one-year timeline, from the spring of 7th grade to the winter of 8th grade. This timeline takes students from Exam 8 in either the spring or the summer, a reinforcing curriculum in the summer, followed by test prep in the fall that's specific to their high school admissions plan. Exam Prep 8, offered in the spring and summer, is a comprehensive exam prep solution preparing students for the wide variety of high school admissions that I mentioned earlier. In Exam 8, we spend the entire spring or summer breaking old habits of problem solving and making new, effective ones to take their place. This is where students will learn how to handle lengthy word problems, different vocabulary-based question types, and critical reading passages. Before this test prep journey, students likely have had limited to no exposure to these type of questions, and thus they need exposure in order to kickstart their progress. Throughout the course of Exam 8, students will take 2 full-length SSAT practice tests and 1 full-length ISE practice exam to track their progress through a standardized exam. For students who have taken pre-high school test prep in the spring, we do not recommend taking Exam 8 in the summer, as they will have the same curriculum. Instead, for these students, we recommend taking MLC Algebra 1 or High School Honors Geometry or Algebra 2 in the summer, or even SSAT and ICE 8 to keep up the rigor and maintain what they have learned in the spring. SSAT ICE 8 is for students a little bit more advanced than those eligible for Exam Prep 8. This class is for students who are preparing for the SSAT or ICE and have taken Exam Prep 8 or pre-high school test prep in the spring, or have placed above Exam Prep 8 on the qualifying student evaluation. This class goes into more test-specific question types, such as analogies and sentence completion, and pre-algebra, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. Because most students applying to private independent boarding and day schools aim to take their tests earlier in the fall, we use this summer exam prep as a more intensive test prep time, taking weekly practice tests, building content mastery, and developing testing strategy. However, this class is also great for students who have taken Exam Prep 8 or pre-high school prep in the spring and are planning on taking the BCA, MCVSD, or UCVTS exams in the wintertime. Because the SSAT and ISE are such rigorous tests, this class prepares them for greater test prep success and more agility when tackling different question types, as well as curveballs that await students at official tests. Throughout this process, students build stamina and endurance to not only withstand the duration of the test, but on a more detailed level to tackle and solve difficult questions. Students without this endurance often end up giving up midway through a difficult question, making it impossible to score highly. Once they have built this endurance and stamina and have learned the test content, they are ready to move on to their fall prep.
So you can probably imagine how important continuity is in this process. It is extremely important to, number 1, enroll in the full term of either course to get the full effect, and number 2, continue your students' test prep through the fall. With just the spring or summer program, it is difficult to make admission success. After all, students need to learn how to use what they've learned in order to truly understand what they've learned. Both Exam Prep 8 and SSAT ISE 8 consist of content lectures, in-class drills, and reinforcement exercises on Canvas, our learning management platform, on which students take ownership of their own learning. Through this type of learning, students are prepared for intensive test prep in the fall and can train like athletes for their big day, the day of the exam. Through test prep with MEK Review, students are able to prepare for a wide variety of high school entrance exams. Each exam has different character and different focus. Let's start with the SSAT. The SSAT, an entrance exam for admission to private independent boarding and day schools. It is a total of 130 minutes with 4 sections: math, reading, verbal, and an essay. The first 3 sections are multiple choice, and the last section is an ungraded descriptive, persuasive, or explanatory essay prompt. The verbal section is comprised of analogies, which test students' abilities to identify relationships between vocabulary words. The reading section asks students to answer a series of reading comprehension questions based on a passage. And the math section asks a variety of question types based on pre-algebra, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. The ISCE serves the same admission purpose as the SAT with a different structure. It's a total of 160 minutes with 5 sections: verbal reasoning, qualitative reasoning, reading comprehension, mathematics achievement, and an ungraded essay. Verbal reasoning tests vocabulary knowledge through synonym identification and sentence completions. The reading comprehension section is similar to the SAT. Students are asked to answer a series of reading comprehension questions based on a passage. Qualitative reasoning tests math reasoning skills with less focus on actual calculations and more emphasis on mathematical thinking, such as estimations and comparing values or drawing conclusions based on presented information. Mathematic achievement tests a variety of calculation-based question types in pre-algebra, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. The HSPT is an entrance exam for Catholic high schools spanning 150 minutes. All questions in the 4 sections of the HSPT are multiple choice: math, reading, verbal, and language. Math, reading, and verbal sections cover the same content as the SAT and ISE, but the language section, which is the most unique to the HSPT, covers grammar and language, something that you don't find on any other exam. The Bergen County Technical Schools, BCA and BT, have their own entrance exam, which spans a total of 105 minutes. The math section consists of 40 questions that test students' math ability through word problems heavily focused on proportional thinking and pre-algebra. The English section tests students to write a literary analysis essay based on passage and essay questions. The Monmouth County Vocational School District and Union County Vocational and Technical Schools, MCVSD and UCVTS for short, and Central Jersey also have their own entrance exams, which are very similar to one another. The math section consists of 40 questions, which students have to complete in 1 hour. The test covers pre-algebra, algebra, and geometry. The English section spans 1 hour and tests both reading comprehension and verbal reasoning. The reading comprehension, like previously mentioned exams, asks students based on passage. The verbal reasoning portion covers analogies, standard English grammar, verbal logic questions, and synonym identification. These tests are very rigorous and stand for 70% of the total points towards admissions. Finally, the Middlesex County Vocational and Technical Schools, MCVTS for short, and Central Jersey has their own entrance exam, which is quite different from the Monmouth and Union County schools. The math section also spans an hour, presenting 27 questions with a strong advanced algebra and geometry focus. 22 of these questions are multiple choice and 5 are open-ended. The English section is also an hour, split between reading comprehension and an essay. The reading comprehension is a bit more challenging in that it asks students to read dual passages and answer interrelational questions. The essay is either expository or persuasive. We prep students for all of these schools so that they can reach their high school admission goals. To get started, sign up for a student evaluation at mekreview.com/events and look for the Student Evaluation Test event. When you sign up, just make sure to indicate that you are interested in either Exam Prep 8 or SAT ISE 8. Yes, we do. The BCA Prep class in the fall also provides application essay guidance and consultation along the way, so parents can rest assured. For private boarding and day school applications, we have a separate service available for this. Please let us know if you are interested in this service, and we will put you in contact with our academic and admission counseling services.
Yes, starting from this summer 2022, we're bringing back in-person group classes options at our Palisades Park campus, in addition to our current virtual options. In order to get the full effect, please enroll in the full term of the course that you register for. We designed the curriculum for the full term, so even when students miss out on a single lesson, they're missing out on a lot. However, at the same time, make sure that you do not enroll your student in more than what they can handle. Students need to have enough time to review what they learned in class through homework and assignments in order to fully absorb what they're learning. The solution is to have students spend as much time as they spend in class reviewing what they have learned and completing homework in preparation for the next class. So if a student spends 3 hours in a class a week, that's how much time they are spending outside of class reviewing what they've learned and completing the homework. We look forward to seeing your student in the classroom.